Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. Alright, snuck one in on you. This is the all-new FMS 90mm Super Scorpion version 2. Obviously the orange one, I didn't want the camo one. I was just afraid that I'd have a problem keeping up with it visually. So you definitely should be able to see this orange. It's very bright. I'm running a Lemon RX 7-channel Stability Plus receiver with a satellite. I've got a 6000 HRB with I think it's got a 50C discharge. This has got the really cool retracts. Now, they don't remember in the Avanti they had that gas. Well, they didn't do that in this one. They got the more stiffer springs. So we're gonna see how this thing flies. The nose cone does not come off, and she does not have lights. It's just flaps, gear. It's a pretty simple plane. I think it's more about performance than anything else. Right, left, up, down, right, left. Got a KM model afterburner and a clear coat. That's the one thing I've modded her with. I've got the 6000 as far forward as you can get it, and because that's what they recommend. That's what I've seen flights so far. So we're going to run with it there. Unfortunately, this wind is going to force me to have to land from the east, and I don't like landing from the east. But that's why it's important for you to always practice landing from different directions, because you never know. Running my high rates. We'll talk about rates and CG and all that wonderful stuff after the flight.
Timer reset.
I do not have a flap to elevator mix in because I don't know how she's going to react. I'm thinking I'm not going to need one. Okay, shake off this new plane nerves. Okay, nothing but, all right, $539, here we go.
Gear is up.
Small amount of up elevator needed. Man, she's flying like she's on rails. Just like she's on rails. Very stable. Locked in. Man. Wait a minute, maybe I'm not in. Yeah, I'm in high rates. Man, what a stable jet. Oh, I love that sound. Woo, yeah. Wish we had some clouds to give some reference.
Time remaining 2 minutes. Deploying retracts.
All right. No real change in how she flies with the retracts.
Landing flaps. Flaps are up.
All right, a little bit of rise with the flaps up, which is fine.
Landing flaps.
Gonna be in the grass, but that's okay. Let me go around.
Flaps are up.
Now I tell you what, I don't like landing because that big mound, for whatever reason, messes with me.
Braking. Cruise mode.
All right.
Flaps are up.
She is a big old sweetheart. You know what? I'm going to check the battery. It says I got a minute left on a 3.5. Let me check the battery and see if we've got enough to take off and land one more time. But I tell you right now, I'm very comfortable with her. She very locked in. I just need a little bit of up elevator trim is all she needed. Let me unplug this KM model afterburner. Thank you, KM models. And let's see. 55%, you better believe we're going to go up one more time. Just one more though. And I was full throttle she's actually, I'll tell you, if I had to do over again, maybe I would get the 8S, but she's definitely fine for sport flying. The 90 Avanti is faster. All right, well, we're going to do takeoff flaps and take off from this direction, even though it's kind of with the wind. I got to see what she can do. All right. All right, well, here we go.
Flaps are up. Gear is up. 30 seconds.
All right, let me make... It is awfully windy today, so I know that's going to have a lot of effect on her speed and everything.
Deploying retract.
All right.
Landing flaps.
Oh, I'm going to have to go around.
Flaps are up. Timer expired.
I'm going to go a little further out.
Landing flaps.
I'm basically out of the throttle now. Yeah, when you bounce like that, don't kill the throttle. If you bounce like that, hit the throttle and continue on. Do not try to commit to that landing. If I would have tried to commit to that, I'd have a big pile of foam at the end of this runway. Now, if you bounce, hit the throttle and go around. I'd rather swallow my pride and have to land out there than have a big thing of $539 of foam mess right here. All right, let's get turned around. I can tell you right now, with what I feel like is my experience and what I know about my EDF journey, if you're going to buy this plane, go ahead and buy the 8S. Because I can tell you right now, this plane flies great on 6S, but if you're looking for a ballistic speed demon, no. If you're wanting a solid, good flying sport jet that's fun to fly, definitely. But if you're looking for speed, I mean, she looks like she should be super fast. Well, she's not super fast, but she's super stable and she's super locked in. That I can tell you for sure. Let's go back to the bench and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about CG and rates and how much I'm in love with this orange jet now. And okay, folks, we're back. And we were 44 seconds over.
Timer reset.
On a 3.5 minute timer. So what's that? 4 minutes and 15 seconds or 4 minutes and 14 seconds. To show you the rates that I flew in, just to share them with you. 100% on the ailerons, 30% expo. Elevator, 100% over 30. Rudder, 100% over 40 to kind of desynthesize the steering. And I'll tell you right now, I'm going to increase the travel to 125 on everything, so I can get a little more performance out of her. I think she can handle it. She only needed a few clicks of up elevator, and that's all she needed. Now, let me show you where I've got everything. This is the 6000 all the way forward, KM model afterburner. Let's check the battery real quick. We were 38%. So set your timer for 4 minutes and 10 seconds and fly any way you want to. And you won't have any problem. 4 minutes, 10 seconds, fly any way you want. Let me plug the afterburner back in. Now I've got, this is the 7-channel Lemon RX stabilized receiver. One antenna going this way, one going that way for a 90. And then I got the satellite back here. One antenna going down and one going back. So that gives me my 90 degrees. And you know what? I mean, you buy an expensive telemetry receiver with all that stuff, still get that with this. I don't know how I've set it up yet, but and with a satellite and this, I've got a total of $53 invested. Okay, that comparable with one with no antenna and Spectrum would be way over $100. Okay, so I'm sorry, but I'll put these Lemon RX receivers up against Spectrum any day of the week. Yeah, you don't get all the fancy features, but you know what? I'm still flying and having fun. All right, CG, I actually wrote it on this time, is 160 to 150 millimeters back from the leading edge root, right where the plastic is, and that's where it puts it. There's some fill marks there, so if you just put your fingers right there, and that's where she CGs. Now, I'm going to tell you, she's nose heavy. Even with that 6000, she kind of wants to favor the nose a little bit. That's okay, doesn't hurt. If you guys are wanting to look at this wing configuration, this is not a Death Dorito. This is not going to be a high alpha landing plane. I mean, you can bring her a little bit, but this is more, you're going to fly this like a Viper. You're going to land it like a Viper. Okay? CG on top, I've got them marked also. If you look, these hard plastic doublers right there in the middle. Put your fingers there. Of course, I got the gear down. And she does kind of favor the nose heavy a little bit, but that's okay. Put the gear down. Okay. Actually starts kind of almost a little more nose heavy, but not bad. I mean, it's definitely, she's definitely manageable, definitely locked in. And that probably explains why I need a little bit of up elevator, but just a little bit nose heavy. I'm pleased with how she flies. I thought she was going to be amazingly fast. She's not. But I'm surprised at how stable and locked in. But really I shouldn't be, because these double rudders back here, she should be really locked in, and she is. Now, the build is very simple on this plane. You got 2 bolts that holds the wing in. You got 3 bolts that hold each of the rudders in, or your vertical stabilizer, and 2 bolts that hold in the elevators. Now, the elevators and the wings are pretty straightforward on any of these things. You have quick connects, you slide them in, you put your bolts in, you're done. Same thing with the elevators. You do your little locking servo leads, they got the locks on them, put them in. The big issue with this plane, and everyone is having a problem with it, you've got 2 different sizes of screws. You've got 26 millimeters in the front, 26 millimeters in the rear, and then the middle you have, I think it's 32 millimeter screws. Okay, so that's in the middle there. However, the issue is in the very front here, there's a little raised, like a little volcano head, and there's the metal housing there. And the bottom, on the underside of the rudder is the same thing. The hole has like a little channel, and that volcano has to sit in that channel, and you have to press it into place and hear it click, actually pop into place. If you don't hear it pop into place, here's what you're going to have to do. This one popped into place. This one over here would not do it. But FMS in their wisdom give you 1 extra screw of everything. So what I did because and then let me back up. If it doesn't pop into place, even though it looks like it's even, the screw won't reach. It won't grab. So what I did, since this one wouldn't pop in, I got lined up. I took that extra longer 32mm screw, went in, and I screwed in that way. And that puppy ain't going anywhere. I mean, now they're on there. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. They give you extra screws. So if you can't get it, if you can't get them to pop in, you use that extra long screw you got and secure your rudder. But other than that, the other thing I don't like, the nose does not come off. This is all a solid piece of fuselage. You know, very strong, so I'll be standing this up. This will be standing up in the corner like that. That's how I'll be storing it, or on a plane stand. We're going to try to get another flight with her in just a few minutes, let this ESC cool off. But she got reverse thrust, which is very simple to program. All you have to do, you have 6 channels that you need already. Okay, so you need a 7-channel receiver. In my 7th channel, which is for this, would be aux 2 on my, because you got flaps, you got gear, and then aux 2 is my reverse function. And all I did was I assigned that to aux 2 in the transmitter, and then I assigned the switch for it to my bind. And that way when I press it, that's braking, and then when I release, normal mode. Okay? And that is the safest way to set up your reverse thrust, because you won't accidentally hit that in flight. But if you did, it would instantly go back. But if you put on a switch, well, now you get confused, and you go, you know how quickly things happen. Oh crap! Oh, I'm in rear. Oh, what? You know. And now you got a big expensive pile of foam again. That's why put on the temporary switch. Braking. Back to cruise mode. All right. I don't think there's anything else to cover. That was a very successful maiden, probably one of the best maidens I've had. Yeah, I went in the grass, but with this crosswind and that stupid pile down there, and then from this way I have a shorter approach, but that's the way the wind is going, so I don't want to land with the wind. So trying to rock in a hard place today. But there you go, folks. I know, wah, 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 right? All right, well, that's me rambling on. That is the all-new FMS Super Scorpion version 2. The bigger 6S version. If I had it to do again, I'd spend the extra $30 and get the 8S version, because she's a big sweetheart. She flies really well. I'd say she flies scale, except she's not scale, because this doesn't exist in real life. But she's definitely a locked-in, good flying, well-behaved sport jet on 6S. On 8S, I'd be willing to bet she's a little more of a speed demon, but I'm happy with her so far. Y'all have a good, and God bless you. God is good, and don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and then big orange sport jets. Bye-bye.